Good day, guys. We are back for another video lesson, and you are now on Sir Mike's virtual class. So, before we proceed with our lesson, let's have a simple activity first, and let's see how it connects to our current lesson. So, let's do this activity now. So, for our first activity, we have true or false. So we just have to identify whether the statement that I'm going to give you is true or false. So there are only 5 statements here, and you have to uh, identify which is actually a fact or a bluff. So let's begin with the first one. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the tallest building in the world at the moment. You have 5 seconds to determine whether this is true or false. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Correct answer is true. So the tallest building in the world at the moment is Burj Khalifa. I'm saying at the moment because this record can be beaten anytime soon. So let's have the next one. The worst peacetime maritime tragedy happened when the Titanic sank. So is it the worst peacetime maritime tragedy? You have 5 seconds to answer this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the correct answer is false. We are very familiar with the sinking of the Titanic, but that is not the worst peacetime maritime tragedy. What you're looking right now is MV Doña Paz, a passenger ship, and sadly, it happened here in the Philippines, the worst peacetime maritime tragedy. So, how does it compare to the sinking of the Titanic? When in terms of casualties, so 4,385 died from this tragedy and only 25 survived, as compared to Titanic's record with 1,517 deaths and 710 survivors. So Titanic is not the worst peacetime maritime tragedy. The worst was when MV Doña Paz was hit by MT Vector, and it is an oil tanker. So how many statements have you got correct so far? Let's look at the third one. Tardigrades. So what you're looking right now is a picture of a tardigrade. Tardigrades, a microscopic organism, can survive temperatures from negative 200 degrees Celsius up to 149 degrees Celsius. Is it true or false? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is true. Tardigrades are the toughest creature on planet Earth. Even if catastrophic events happen in our planet, they are the creature who are most likely to survive. They can even survive in the outer space in vacuum. They can even survive the extreme radiation in the outer space. They are the toughest creature on our planet. So how did you do so far? Next. Lapu-Lapu killed Magellan in the Battle of Mactan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is it is either true or false. Now, why is the answer either true or false? Because at the moment, it is under debate whether Lapu-Lapu is really the one who killed Magellan in the Battle of Mactan or one of his minions. So there are no official record that says that Lapu-Lapu is the one who killed Magellan in the Battle of Mactan. He is the chieftain of Mactan when the battle ensued, but there's no clear evidence that he is personally the one who killed Magellan. And researchers say that Magellan was only 41 years old when the battle happened, and Lapu-Lapu is already 70 years old. So I will leave this one to you guys, whether to decide whether this is true or false. Let's now proceed to the last statement. Agapito Flores, a Filipino scientist, invented the fluorescent lamp. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The correct answer is false. I have remembered when I was in elementary that the textbook says that Agapito Flores is the one who invented the fluorescent lamp, but he is not the one. It is just a myth. Okay, the one who when the fluorescent lamp was invented, he was only 4 years old. So he is not the one who invented the fluorescent lamp. So how did you guys do? Did you get at least 4 out of 4? Because the question about Lapu-Lapu is under debate. So did you get 4 out of 4? How did you do? So how does this relate to our lesson today? So what is our lesson for today? Our lesson is about propositions. So we are now in the logic part of our subject. We are already through with the different kinds of functions and business mathematics. We are now in the logic part, and we will begin with propositions. For me, propositions are the basic building blocks of logic. So before we go on with our lesson, I would like to formally welcome you to this video supplement of our subject General Mathematics Quarter 2 Module 6. And again, I am your Sir Michael Gallardo, a teacher from Orani National High School. So what are our goals for today? So our objectives are, you are expected that at the end of this video lesson, you are expected to first illustrate and symbolize propositions, differentiate simple from compound propositions. So there are different kinds of propositions. And the last one is to perform different types of operations on propositions. So how does the first activity relate to our topic today? So what is a proposition? A proposition is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, or false, but not both. So all of these statements that we have encountered on our first activity they are all declarative sentence. We all know that there are different kinds of sentence. We have the interrogative that asks questions, and then we have the exclamatory, and then we also have the imperative, which is a command sentence. Now, a proposition, first, a statement can be a proposition if it satisfies these conditions. First, it is a declarative sentence, and the second one, it has a truth value. It is either true or false, but not both. So all of those statements that I have posted a while ago in our activity, they are declarative sentences, and they are either true or false. And of course, it should not be both true and false at the same time. So that is the definition of a proposition. So let's have this activity. Let's see if you understand the meaning of proposition. Again, I would like to remind that first, it is a declarative sentence, and the first one and the second condition is that it has a truth value either true or false. So let's have this activity. Write yes if the statement is a proposition and no if it is not. If it is a proposition, identify the truth value. So you have to write yes if the statement is a proposition and no if it is not. And if it is a proposition, identify whether the statement is true or false. Let's begin with the first statement. You have now these statements 1 to 7. Let us identify. I will give you a few minutes to read these sentences and then identify whether the statement is a proposition or not. The first sentence is, Orani is one of the towns in the province of Bataan. This one is very easy. Is it a proposition? The correct answer is yes. So the first condition that we have is it a declarative sentence? Yes, it is a declarative sentence. And does it have a truth value? Yes. What is the truth value of this statement? That Orani is one of the towns in the province of Bataan? True. Okay, we all know that. That's very easy. How about this one? 2 plus 5 equals 7. 2 plus 5 equals 7. Is the statement a proposition or not? The correct answer is yes. It is still a proposition. Although it is written in numbers, it is still what we call a mathematical sentence. So it is a declarative sentence saying that 2 plus 5 equals 7. And what is the truth value? The truth value is true. Number 3. Will it rain tonight? Will it rain tonight? That is the sentence. Is it a proposition or not? The correct answer is no. So why is it not a proposition? What is the reason? Which of the two conditions was not satisfied? Actually, it is both of the conditions. First condition is that it has to be a declarative sentence. But what kind of sentence was given in number 3? It is an interrogative sentence. So it is not a declarative sentence. And since it is a question, it will not have a truth value. Next, number 4. The sun revolves around the earth. The sun revolves around the earth. Is it a proposition or not? And if it is a proposition, what is its truth value? The correct answer is yes. Yes, it is a proposition. The sun revolves around the earth is a declarative sentence. And what is its truth value? The answer is false. It is the earth that revolves around the sun, not the other way around. Okay. Number 5. Honorable Abet Garcia is the governor of Bataan. Is it a declarative sentence? And does it have a truth value? So is it a proposition? The answer is yes. What is the truth value? True. It is true. Number 6. The statement is, come here now or face the consequences. Is it a proposition or not? The answer is no. Why is it not a proposition? Because the statement given is not a declarative sentence. It is a command saying, come here now or face the consequences. So it is not a declarative sentence. Rather, it is an imperative sentence. It is a command. So therefore, it has no truth value. Number 7. This statement is false. Is this a proposition or not? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Correct answer is no. What? Okay, let's analyze this sentence. It is not a proposition, although it satisfies the first requirement, which is it has to be a declarative sentence. Sentence number 7 is a declarative sentence. But let's talk about the truth value that is behind this. Okay, if we say that this statement is true, let us assume that this statement is a proposition. Let us analyze. It says that this statement is false. If we say that this statement is the truth value of this statement is true, then the statement is false. So it is both true and false at the same time. If we say that statement number 7, if the truth value of statement number 7 is false, that the statement is false, then the statement is true. Therefore, it will have two truth values, both true and false. But according to our definition a while ago of propositions, a proposition is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. So number 7, statement number 7 is both true and false. When we say that the statement is true, it makes the statement false. Okay, it has two truth values. So we can say that number 7 is not actually a proposition, because you cannot have both. You cannot have the sentence both true and false. So are we clear with that? If you have any question, you may leave a comment on this video, okay? Or you may ask your question in our group chat. Next. So let's now talk about simple and compound propositions. Now that we are familiar with propositions, there's what we call simple and compound propositions. So what are simple propositions? A simple proposition is a proposition that conveys one thought with no connecting words. It means we only have one thought with our sentence. For example, the market is closed every Sunday. Okay, now let's compare it with a with a compound proposition. So another example is a circle has no sides. A compound proposition, on the other hand, contains two or more simple propositions that are put together using connective words. So a compound proposition is formed by putting together two or more simple propositions. So how can we connect two or more propositions? By using conjunctions. Let us look at these conjunctions. Let's look at the operations rather of compound propositions. So in order for us to construct compound proposition, we have what we call operations, and we use these words, the connectives, and, which is symbolized by an upside down V. Okay, that is the symbol for and it is what we call a conjunction. If we connect two simple propositions using and, it is what we call conjunction. And then we also have the connective or, using a symbol that is somewhat like a letter V, and this is what we call a disjunction, or. And then we have not, that is what we call negation. So we either use the word not, or we can alter a word that makes the statement in its negative form. And then we also have the conditional, using the connective if and then, or using the symbol and an arrow that is pointing to the right. And then the last one is biconditional. If, using the word if and only if. So let us have some examples on how we can perform operations to construct compound propositions. So given these statements, Lisa bakes a cake, and statement P says that Lisa bakes a cake, and Q states that she plays the piano. So we have here two simple propositions, and we're going to use the operations that we have to form the different kinds of compound propositions. So the first one is conjunction. We may write this as P and Q. That is how we read this part over here. P and Q. So how do we write this statement as a compound proposition? How can you form a sentence using the word and? How can you connect statement P and Q together? So I will do the first one. Lisa bakes a cake and plays the piano. Or we can still have the word she. Lisa bakes a cake and she plays the piano. So that is how we form the conjunction of statement P and Q. Again, we can write this, the answer to the first table, as Lisa bakes a cake and plays the piano. Or, so we have another answer, which is Lisa bakes a cake and she plays the piano. So those are the two answers that we can write to the first statement, no? So we can form these compound sentences as long as we, by the way, always check your grammar. It should be correct. So I want you to do the next 4. Try to think how you can connect those two simple propositions to make compound propositions using the operations disjunction, negation, conditional, and biconditional. I will give you 5 minutes. So I have already answered the first one. Liza bakes a cake and plays the piano. So how about disjunction using the connective or? So we can still copy the first sentence and just change the connective. The correct answer is Liza bakes a cake or she plays the piano. On our next lesson, we're going to determine the truth values of these sentences. What does conjunction mean? What does disjunction mean? Okay. In conjunction, both of the sentences or both of the propositions, okay, is connected. It means that Liza bakes a cake and at the same time she also plays the piano. Okay, we're not after the meaning right now. We are just asked to do the operation, so we will concentrate on that part of the lesson. Next, negation P, which means we're going to make statement P the negative of what was originally given. Negation by using not. Okay, so the correct, what is statement P? The statement P is Liza bakes a cake. So how can we make that statement into its negative form? The correct answer is Liza does not bake cake. Liza does not bake cake. Okay, So that is how you make the negation of a proposition. Next, conditional. If P, then Q. If P, then Q. The answer is, if Lisa bakes a cake, then she plays the piano. If Lisa bakes a cake, then she plays the piano. So that is how you use the conditional if then. Next, the biconditional, or what we call if and only if. We can also read the symbol as P, IFF, Q. So Lisa bakes a cake if and only if she plays the piano. So I hope that by analyzing this activity, you can see how we can connect two or more propositions to form compound propositions using the operations that we have learned. Conjunction using and, disjunction using or, negation using not, and conditional statements using if then, and biconditional if and only if. So let's have this next activity. Construct compound propositions by following the operation stated. So this time you're the one who are supposed to write the answer to you're going to create compound propositions from the simple propositions given. Statement P, Rico is a STEM student. Statement Q, he is good at math. Statement R, he is bad at grammar. So we are asked, number 1. So you have the operations given. What do you call the operation in number 1? Correct. It is a conjunction. So that is the answer for number 1. Rico is a STEM student and he is good at math. So we have created a compound proposition from statements P and Q. So we have to follow which statements are we going to use based on the given. So with number 1, we are asked to find the conjunction of P and Q. So we have Rico is a STEM student and he is good at math. Statement number 2, or operation number 2. That is correct. Disjunction, P or Q. So we're going to use the connective or. P or Q. We have to form a compound proposition from statement P and Q. The correct answer is Rico is a STEM student or he is good at math. Okay, did you get this? Did you get number 2 correctly? By the way, if you have again any question, just leave your comment on our comment section below. Next, P implies R. So by the way, the conditional statement, if and then, how do we read it as a symbol? That for number 3, that is P implies R. P implies R. Our statement P is Rico is a STEM student, and our statement R is he is bad at grammar. So we're going to use those two simple propositions to form a compound proposition. So the correct answer is, if Rico is a STEM student, then he is bad at grammar. By the way, students, is this true? That if you are good in math, then you are bad at grammar. I don't know if this is true. Hopefully not, because I know that in order to be good in math, you have to understand and analyze the problems that is being given to us. So I don't think that we are bad at English, okay? Because English and math go hand in hand together. Number 4, a biconditional statement. So what is the connective that we're going to use here? Correct. If and only if. So the correct answer is he is good at math if and only if he is a STEM student. Take note of the statement Q and P. So our statement Q is he is good at math. So that is the first statement that was used. If and only if, statement P, Rico is a STEM student. So you can replace the names with pronouns. Okay. And number 5, not Q implies R. Not Q implies R. So what connective are we going to use here? Correct. Not. What else? If and then. Correct. So the correct answer is if he is not good at math, then he is bad at grammar. Okay? So we have the negation of statement Q that implies R. If he is not good at math, then he is bad at grammar. So let's sum it all up. So I want you to fill in the blanks. A blank is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. So what do you call declarative sentence that is either true or false? Correct. The answer is propositions. Now, a simple proposition is a proposition that conveys yes, a thought or one thought with no connective words. Correct. And a compound proposition contains two or more propositions that are put together using connective words. Okay, that is the correct answer. So what is our symbol and type of statement? When we use and, what kind of a statement is that? Yes, it is a conjunction, and we use the upside down. Actually, there's a clue. When you use and, you use this symbol. So and it looks like an A with no horizontal bar. So that is a way of memorizing the connectives and the symbols. And if it is not and, therefore it can only be or. So if you're looking at an upside down A, okay, not minus negative. By the way, when we use or, it is called a disjunction. How about not? Negation. How about if then? Correct. Conditional. What is the symbol for conditional? Very good. An arrow that points to the right. And if and only if, it is called biconditional. What symbol do we use for biconditional? Yes, we can use IFF, and we can also use an arrow that points both ways. Okay, correct. So I think you are ready for your quiz. Are you ready with our quiz? So I will give you 15 minutes to answer this quiz that we have. So for our assessment, write S if the proposition is simple, and write C if the proposition is compound. And for the part B of your quiz or your assessment, consider the following propositions and express each of the following propositions in English sentence following those operations given in numbers 11 to 15. So you may write your answer on a piece of paper to be submitted on our next on the next schedule for our distribution and retrieval of modules and answer sheets. So again, if you have any question, you may post it. You may have your comments right now so that I can answer it right away, or you may post your answer in our group chat. So that is your quiz. So that's it, guys. So I just want to give you an additional activity. So for your assignment, give 3 simple propositions. So you are asked to create 3 simple propositions and label them as statement P, statement Q, and statement R. And what I want you to do is to construct 10 compound propositions applying the operations that you have learned in this lesson. You may use any combination that you want using those different kinds of connectives. Okay, you may have conjunctions, disjunctions, negation, conditional, and biconditional. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you have learned much from this video lesson. So I will see you on our next module. So thank you for joining our virtual class today. And again, this is your Sir Michael saying thank you for participating in this class. So again, always take care, be safe, and have fun answering your modules. Thank you, guys.